The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition rate. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio, along with Anchor FM and Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, along with Amazon, Apple, and Audible, and more as well, too, along with Anchor FM. And take the Mike Wagner Show on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel, and follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with a wonderful legend who grew up in the Caribbean. He's now in beautiful New Orleans, Louisiana, and he's got some amazing music out there we're going to play in, during the show as well, too. And he's got a very interesting story growing up and how he managed to overcome. And his works have been nominated for 2 awards in the Hollywood Music and Media Awards. And, of course, talk about his father as well, too, joining the military, and addresses a number of issues and more. And this guy loves to turn things around. Live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Plus Studios in beautiful downtown New Orleans, ladies and gentlemen, the legend himself, or soon to be, JayQ. JayQ, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Hey, how are you? Thank you for having me on. This is such fun. Thank you so much.
Well, it's great to have you on as well, too, with being the legend yourself, calling JayQ the legend. And you have an amazing story. Grew up in the Caribbean, and you head over to New Orleans, and you also have an interesting story about your childhood years. But then you also, joined the military, which shaped you to be the man you've become. An amazing music career. You got Your songs have been nominated for 2 awards at the Hollywood Music and Media Awards, and addressing things. And, of course, you've got a fascinating story to tell. And before we get to all that, tell us how you first got started.
Well, I guess we'll get into the toughest part of this interview first. I was in the Caribbean, and my mother's from the British Virgin Islands, St. Vincent. I'm the only one who was a U.S. citizen because I was born in St. Croix. So my mother met a man, and she got, they became very close. He's from St. Lucia, and he moved her up to St. Croix, away from her family. Of course, she wanted to bring me with her, because I guess I was her favorite at the time. And every time she went to work, this guy just didn't want to have me around. He is one of those, there's an empty nest theory when a bird comes in and wants to push all the other little birds out of the nest to make their own nest. So he had that vibe, and he was not a nice guy. And he really made life difficult for me to be around my mother. And then he started pretty much being very abusive to her as well. And I saw all of that. When I needed to find a place to clear my head and to feel secure, I would write. I would write poetry, and the poetry turned into songs. And I also joined the boys' choir at church. It gave me an outlet to where I could sort of be involved but be anonymous, because I was still pretty maladjusted then, introvert. So the writing of the poetry and the writing that turned into music at an early age, so around 11, 12, 13, that's what gave me my start in music. It's the only outlet I had where I can hide away in my room and feel a little safe.
Mm-hmm. And you also had your dad too, according to what you had on the internet as well too. He died at an early age, and it's I'm sure it's really hard to talk about that. And just tell us about what happened, and this segue into your stepdad, and then from there you also joined the military.
Indeed. My father actually, early age was teenage, early around 18, 19-ish. My dad, he passed away in the Caribbean, my natural father, and I was not able to go to the funeral because I was in the Marine Corps at the time, and so that was rough. But it's a difficult thing because you want to trust your parents, you want to trust your mother, particularly if you're in a blended family, and when that parent puts you in harm's way unintentionally, it makes you have to adjust later in life and to deal with it. So the Marine Corps was my way of running away, of getting away and saying, I need to feel safe. I need to feel like I can protect myself from, a big guy that was knocking me in the head on a regular basis. There's no sexual abuse, but there's a lot of physical abuse and a lot of verbal abuse and a lot of emotional abuse that me and my mother suffered. So the Marine Corps was my way. When I saw those soldiers at the university in the student union saying, look, we can help you to be the best you can be, I bought into it wholesale. And I felt like this was a way for me to get away from home and to find a life where I don't have to feel like a victim. And certainly it did that and gave me the discipline necessary to organize the rest of my life. So I owe all of that to being a soldier, and it has helped me to find my way to be disciplined and to be a writer who constantly wrote throughout all of these episodes, whether I was in law school or working on my MBA. I still went to that safe place, my little closet, which is my music, to write and to continue writing.
Mm-hmm. And where are you stationed at when you serve the Marines?
I'm a San Diego Marine, and I did some time in the California area, a couple of different bases there. The longest I was at Marine Corps Air Station Tustin, which no longer exists.
Mm-hmm. And, of course, you worked your way to being a platoon leader and achieve the college degree. And how long did you serve in the Marines for, and your experience there?
It was a confusing time. I served 3 years, 6 months. Right after the Gulf War, I got out. Took my GI Bill, and I went to flight school. Got my wings at Louisiana Tech University, commercial instrument-rated pilot. I still am a commercial instrument-rated pilot today. I've owned my own aircraft for a number of years. I was an air traffic control in the Marine Corps with a mobile air traffic control squadron. We get deployed in the rear with the gear, and we set up airfields and land aircraft. So I took that skill and decided either I'm going to go to college, I'm going to go to the FAA as an air traffic controller, because I was FAA certified. You have to be certified with the FAA to be a Marine controller or a Navy controller. But I took the Marine Corps after I went to flight school at Louisiana Tech University. And my brother and I both, when we got out of the Marine Corps, we tried to find a college where dumb guys can get enrolled. And not to say anything about Louisiana Tech University, it's a great polytechnic institute, one of the few that has a micro-manufacturing institute, great for engineers, but we were remedial math, remedial English, remedial anything, remedial recess. We were just, we were behind. We grew up with a lot of stress. Mm-hmm. But he ended up graduating magna cum laude and summa cum laude. I ended up graduating with a lot of deans and president lists, and
wow.
we were well on our way. well on our way. Yeah, because of the Marine Corps. The U.S. Marine Corps gave us the discipline.
And how'd you end up in Louisiana? Sounds like a great story.
That's because the stepfather worked in oil industries, and after working in St. Croix in oil, a shipyard here in Louisiana got a big contract, and a lot of the people migrated from there to here. So my mother brought us here with him as, hopefully, they were going to turn a new leaf and things get better, but it only fell apart even more here in the United States for us. So we were here in New Orleans with him and my mother, and this is where they got divorced. And, so our story continued from here, and I joined the Marine Corps from here. And, so that's the way it went.
Mm-hmm. And of course, you earned your wings as well, too, being a pilot, and you also earned your wings in another way as a singer. And how do you do that? We'll talk more in just a minute, but first listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable, custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. It's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/the Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, over 25 podcast platforms, including Amazon, Audible, as well as Apple and Anchor FM and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show at the end any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel, and follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with a wonderful singer, songwriter, multi-talented musician with a very interesting history. JayQ, the legend, here on the Mike Wagner Show. Growing up in the Caribbean and now in New Orleans. He served time in the Marines in San Diego, and also talk about his early years and childhood as well too, and took some experience. And he's about to make it into positive things as well too. He's got a few songs out called Body Talk, Amazing Girl, and we're going to be playing It Could Be You later in the broadcast. And first of all, before we talk about those songs, what was that one moment that influenced you into precisely writing music today? What's that one moment for you?
Needing to find an outlet so I don't commit suicide or something like that. It was definitely when I was a little boy being knocked around by my stepfather. That was my outlet. And I did that. And then the kids, when I came to the United States, they were into hip hop music and writing raps and urban hip music. And turns out that they were basically just reciting poems with iambic pentameter. So to me, it was natural to be curious about that and to learn that culture and to morph into it from a quiet, curious perspective. So coming here at the time when hip hop music was taking off was, I think, the right curiosity and having that basic skill of writing that helped me to realize that you could do something with this to get your feelings out. And, urban hip music was always about a cry from the streets and from a certain level in society to say we are here and we're relevant. And I think it gave that feeling to me as well, because I wanted to say I'm here and I'm not a punching bag. So it sort of fit. It became a cultural phenomenon while I was still looking for an outlet.
That is amazing, too. And who are some of your favorite hip-hop artists, rappers, other artists, singers, and musicians growing up?
Number one is the teacher. That's what I call him. That's Bob Marley. The princess, I call her, that's Sade. That is my favorite.
Interesting. The teacher, indeed. The princess, and what else? You got the king, queen, and who's the joker?
The preacher is, that's Al Green. I love Al Green because it gives me a sort of a laid-back, melancholy vibe. But currently, I really like Dua Lipa and Billie Eilish, because I think Billie is sort of echoes that sentimentality of a disconnected, disembodied kid from a family, and is writing things that you don't know is going on in their mind. So I like that, and I like also Dua Lipa, just her international appeal. So those are four people that I really is moving me right now, some of the current ones. I find Bruno Mars and Ed Sheeran to be appealing as well. But I'd have to stick to Bob Marley, Sade, Billie Eilish, and Dua Lipa for right now. That's in my playlist.
That is fantastic. I mean, I'm getting a lot of good stuff from you. I have to load my my iPod and my smartphone with all those tunes. It's like I have to get those from you. So.
Indeed. Yes, we can rock out together.
Oh, that's amazing, too. And, of course, growing up in the Caribbean, what was the music scene like in the Caribbean compared to, New Orleans, San Diego, and especially in the Marines? It's like you picked up some of that on some radio stations. So what was the music scene like in the Caribbean compared to the U.S.?
I tell you, the music scene in the Caribbean was like New Orleans. That's what was strangely intoxicating about being in New Orleans. It's a street culture. It's a culture where when you get together by the beach at a fish fry, where you're eating conch at a little shanty that somebody's chopping up and squeezing lime over, you're listening to all kinds of reggae music that's just indigenous to the island. That's representing the best images in America with Jimmy Buffett type vibe. But that's what we do every day. That's what we grow up around. The music at home, the music at church, the music on the streets. And in New Orleans, it's the same way. It's a culture that's centered around food and music. So it's particularly attractive to Caribbean people and people who, wants to be around a music scene. So I find both to be the same. We consume it at a family and a friends and on the street level, and that's how we make it and consume it in New Orleans. So that's a connection there that still remains.
Mm-hmm. And of course, you also put in the music as well, too. You've got Body Talk, Amazing Girl, It Could Be You, and also some other songs. If you aren't throwing there, that's fine, too. Let's talk about Body Talk and Amazing Girl, and tell us about those two and what inspired you to write them.
Well, Body Talk was produced by Soko7. Soko is the producer, one of the producers on Drunk in Love with Beyonce and Jay-Z. He in Detail, he was part of the production team. He got the Grammy for that. Every song that I published through my company, Breakout Music, my partner is Miriam Bavley. She's from Boston, a Harvard graduate who started a label, invited me to join. She took a risk on me. I don't have much luck with women, but with this one, I really did. And she took a risk and realized that after seeing me in court, federal court, working on a case, I was licensed in multiple states and as a federal attorney, admitted, should I say it's more correct, and licensed in Louisiana. Mm-hmm. And I was working on a case for them in California in federal court, and she said, "I'd like you to join my label." I said, "Ha ha ha!" I'm working in New Orleans, and I work maybe 3 days a week. It doesn't get any better than this. I mean, I'm totally, in a position where I could come and go as I please, and but they made it attractive, and I told them, for me to come to work with your company, I'd have to be signed as an artist, be able to create as well as do my job. And it would be life-changing because I finally had achieved a life that had the balance that I want between working. I like being off 4 days a week and working 3 days. So they opened up a way for me to join the company. And the first single was Body Talk. We produced that single. Actually, I was working on that music before I became a part of Breakout Music. And we produced Body Talk, and Body Talk is a bona fide conversation between men and women. And it's one that's so relevant in COVID because if you're going to sit and argue, you're going to get nowhere. And it's just better to admit that we need women in our lives and we need men need women need men, because we're designed to go through life by two. So a lot of the friction between us is because sometimes we speak different language and we want different things. So Body Talk is that real conversation between men and women. Talk to me, baby, is my main hook in there. Body language talk. Sometimes your body language says a lot more than the words, and sometimes you need to not have as many words as a man in order to keep the woman around you happy. So that's what Body Talk is. It's a real conversation. Then we went this year during COVID, I wrote Amazing Girl. I was anticipating we're going to need a big song this year during this period, and we know we may have a female candidate for vice president again, which is electric because of the previous two that were so big and and energizing. But women in general, I saw it happen to my mother, are not appreciated enough in society where power and money is. Women still make less than men. There's still a glass ceiling. Congress is made up of majority males. And in positions of power and authority around the world, we need more women, and we need to acknowledge our women and girls more. So Amazing Girl is a song that acknowledges women like my mother, who has overcome abuse, to stay close to their children, who are our leaders, who are our inspirers, and who every man has had in their lives. If you're a man alive on earth, you've had a substantial woman in your life, because that's how you came here, and someone nurtured you, mother, grandmother, sister, etc. So Amazing Girl is me paying homage to those women, to women like Kathy Hughes, who owns a Radio 1, TV 1. She's a chairman who built that from the ground up. To women like Hillary Clinton, to women like Barbara Bush, to women like Margaret Thatcher, to Angela Merkel, to Miriam Bavely, our CEO, to the women who lead us around the world. This is my homage, Amazing Girl. It's a powerful song, and so it inspires a lot of younger women. They've done a lot of TikTok stuff to it, and it's been very good for us. It has charted well in Europe and other places. And finally, to It Could Be You, the song that we're going to radio with now in early November. It will be it would have already started in today where this broadcast is airing. It's going to be another thing that says I like to write transformation. I like to write and to realize that it could be me, it could be you dealing with COVID in a difficult way. It could be you who's successful. It could be me who's on the street begging for money. Life is such a twist of fate. It could be you that was born in Mexico, or me that was born in Germany. So because it could be you, because it could be me, let's not take each other for granted and try to make the most of whatever we're doing together. So that's what my songs are about: relationship and connecting people and honoring people, because that's what I need in this phase of my life is a little bit of love, and that's what I try to give.
Also, your writings as well, too, and your lyrics and song addresses a number of issues, and one you're also facing as well, too, which is really cropped up, is institutionalized racism. And tell us about that, and also, how can we put a stop to institutionalized racism? That seems to be a big issue right now, or big challenge.
I made my career in civil rights law and contract law, dealing with entertainment and other things, but civil rights is a hybrid of criminal and other types of law, constitutional law that we, and I call it a hybrid because it has a little bit of everything in it, protecting people from abuse and such. And I believe that my years of working in civil rights has informed my music, because I believe that we're all entitled to the great dream of being our brother's keeper and doing unto others as we'd like, for others to do unto us. So I think that's a great natural law humanitarian dream. And my music is sort of that. Why can't I, at this stage, in this phase in my life, be, to earn an opportunity to be whatever it is I want to be? Myself and Miriam, we flipped the script. We left. Miriam left a life of management consultant from Harvard. I left a life of being a trial attorney, trial lawyer, and I wanted to pursue my biggest dream, the one that was stolen from me as a child. And I think being able to do what we want to do equally and fairly in America is something that we have to constantly advocate for and fight for. So that's why I fight for the respect in my music that goes to women. I also fight for the respect of individuals at any stage in their lives, at any place, any race, any color, to be treated fairly by record labels, by film companies, by distribution companies, by music companies, and to be treated in a way where you can actually earn a living wage from your efforts. Doing podcasts and doing radio and doing all the things that we do, we need to be treated fairly, and it begins with a living wage. It begins with stop paying people $7 an hour to give their lives away, because we're stealing people's time and happiness into a regime in Western culture, capitalism that diminishes the individual. So I feel I'm a legend because I'm a legend in my life, and I had to be a legend for the people that relied on me. you're a legend for the people in your life and the children and the friends and the grandchildren around you, and we all need to be treated as commodities here in this world. So that's my mission here.
Mm-hmm. And you certainly are a legend, JayQ, and we'll play your song It Could Be You in just a minute. But first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on themikewagnershow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, over 25 podcast platforms, including Amazon, Audible, Apple, and Anchor FM, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel, and follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. Well, here is singer, songwriter, multi-talented JayQ the Legend here on the Mike Wagner Show, from the Caribbean to New Orleans, and right here with It Could Be You. Here's the latest from a gentleman who's had two songs nominated for 2 awards at the Hollywood Music and Media Awards, and he's taking it further with It Could Be You. Here's JayQ the Legend on the Mike Wagner Show.
My speakers blew, the trunk, the top went where? Cause mommy know we up to something no matter where. And no matter where we go. And she noticed how I'm feeling. Yeah. And she know it's good on weekend. And shawty know it's on, yeah. Hey. I took her to the club, yeah. Hey. I let her ride the front, yeah. Like, oh. And when she all alone, yeah. Hey. She blow up my phone, yeah. Hey. Then that body hit the floor, yeah. Like, boom, boom, boom. It could be you, or it could be me. I make it say, ooh. That's how it's gonna be. So send me the location, tell me where, yeah. I put that body in rotation, tell me where, yeah. Yeah, you fly like a drone. Girl, don't tell me that you fly on your own. And you know I'm in the zone. We can get it poppin' where we go. You showing me them feelings like there you go, girl. There you go. Shawty know it's on, yeah. Hey. I took her to the club, yeah. Hey. I let her ride the front, yeah. Like, oh. And when she all alone, yeah. Hey. She blow up my phone, yeah. Hey. Then that body hit the floor, yeah. Like, boom, boom, boom. It could be you, or it could be me. I make you say, ooh. That's how it's gonna be. So send me the location, tell me where, yeah. I put that body in rotation, tell me where, yeah. Baby, hit me back, I miss you. Put you on the map, I choose you. Baby, hit me back, time with you. Put you on the map, I choose you. Baby, hit me back, I miss you. Put you on the map, I choose you. Baby, hit me back, time with you. Put you on the map, I choose you. It could be you. It could be you. It could be me. I make you say, ooh. That's how it's gonna be. So send me the location, tell me where, yeah. I put that body in rotation, tell me where, yeah.
Great song, It Could Be You, by JayQ the Legend here on the Mike Wagner Show. It Could Be You. And tell us more about that great song and what inspired you to write it.
It's kind of like Think Twice, Another Day for Me and You in Paradise with Phil. It's just that song that says it could be you, it could be me. It just depends on what you're trying to accomplish and what you're willing to give. We filmed that song, the music video in Cannes, France, on the French Riviera. My partner and I rented a massive yacht, and we did a party for music business executives and other people that were at the Midam Festival. Midam happens right about 2 weeks after Cannes Film Festival on the same beach. That beach, Midam, at the festival center in Cannes. So we did that there while we were attending the music festival, and it was a long day. We performed on one of the big stages, and then we performed that night at a club, and then we went down the street filming the video, and then the next day we got on the yacht. And it is a good way to pivot into the rest of this dream, this legendary dream that the universe has blessed me with. We're also a film company, and that's where the idea to move into films was born. See, what ties my partner and I in a way that is making our company successful is we are writers, and we learned to write. I had to learn to write in law school. I had to write differently, and she's Harvard educated, double Harvard majors, double degree masters and undergrad. You had to write to get through a rigorous Ivy League school. So this partnership worked out. We got our legs by going to France, and with our whole crew of our dancers and managers and whatever. And then we come back to the U.S. and we started a film company called Breakout Music Films. So we started Breakout Music Films. And we wrote our first movie called The App That Stole Christmas. This is June. By August, we had gotten everything together for the films, and we diverted some of our investment from the music company into the movie company, and we wrote the movie. We got together with some producers, a first-time director, and we were on location in Lake Arrowhead, 8,000 feet up the mountain, shooting this movie. Never done it before, just off of the will to do something and make something that we think is fun and worthwhile in terms of family values. Well, this movie, to make a long story short, after almost a year of pulling it all together, on the first shot out of the cannonball, so to speak, the first time, we get picked up we got 3 offers on the movie. One was from a film company that distributes around the world, and then we got offer from TV One. Then we got an offer from Netflix, and wow. I'm pleased to say that you hopefully have seen this movie on Netflix this past holiday, or during this holiday season. That is, we're either in or coming through, because we got licensed by Netflix for a global deal for the movie.
Nice. And what's the name of the movie, and where can we find it?
It will be on Netflix. It would have been on Netflix. And let me say that again so you can edit it. The movie is on Netflix. It's called The App That Stole Christmas, and you can find it in the holiday section on Netflix. It's called The App That Stole Christmas, and we've just been blessed. We've been absolutely blessed, and anyone who wants to make it, who wants to stop right now, whatever they're doing, we've been through COVID, and say, you know what? It's time for me to go after my childhood, my boyhood, my little girl dreams. It's time. And the pandemic has taught us that we need to take our time more seriously and do things that we find enriching and that also move society forward to be better stewards of each other and the planet. And our movie is family values. It's the main thing from the movie is Christmas is about presence, not just presents. My music is about feeling good and selling the feel good and having real conversations between men and women and looking at ourselves as whole individuals that needs happiness and needs togetherness. So that whole thing is my legendary life.
That is amazing too. And where can we find your music at?
The music is everywhere. We are independent and still looking for a major label who would be happy to distribute us. It's a no-brainer. But we're on everywhere. Spotify, iTunes. We have a pretty good catalog that we've now developed. YouTube, you can find It Could Be You on YouTube. You can find Amazing Girl on YouTube. There's something there for everyone who wants to feel good. It's always upbeat. It's going to get your feet moving and dancing. And that's all we do is write. And we're blessed to be able to be good at what we do and to be enthusiastic about it. We don't want to do anything else but continue to write music and movies for the rest of our lives, myself and my writing partner, Miriam.
That is fantastic. We're going to check out your music right now. We're here with singer-songwriter, multi-talented JayQ, the legend, on the Mike Wagner Show. JayQ, you've been absolutely amazing. Love to have you back on 2021. And speaking of 2021, what can we expect from you next year and beyond?
Well, we have signed a new artist to our label called Gigi Vega. So she's really dope. She's going to put out some cool stuff in 2021. Our company's growing. And I have an amazing song that we wrote with Joel James. Joel James is responsible for the song called Boot Up with LMA. That was a global diamond hit. I mean, it's beyond platinum, it's diamond. And the team that wrote 24 Karat with Bruno Mars is the production team, 1500 or Nothing, that they produced it with us and wrote it with us. So we have a massive one coming. So that's coming next year, and that's about love, and that's typically what we do. And so we're just excited because we have that. We have a song called So in Love that's coming out this summer as well, too. It's a upbeat, kind of a pop hip vibe. So we're going to continue making great music. Our second movie is at film festivals and winning already.
Wow.
I won't share the title, but we're rocking and rolling. COVID, our hearts goes out to anyone and everyone who's lost someone, and those of us who have lost jobs and those who have lost connections. Look inside, go into your talents, go into that dream, that thing that you've been wanting to do full time. Now is the time. It could be you. That's the next big, awesome thing. As long as you feel that you're big and awesome in your heart and in your life, the world is going to be at your feet if you give people what's real.
Yes, and for you listening out there on the Mike Wagner Show, yes, it could be you. We are so looking forward. And JayQ, just a couple of things here. Who do you consider biggest influence in your career?
The biggest influence in my career is fear. The fear of failure, the fear of being irrelevant, and the fear of not being authentic. Those three fears: irrelevancy, failure, and not being authentic. The Marine Corps taught me how to use that as a motivator. So fear is my biggest influence.
Amazing. That is something. I'll probably use that. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Stop, drop, and roll. If you're tired of corporate America, stop, drop, and roll. If somebody's been putting you down and not making you feel safe and secure, get out of there. Do what you got to do. But recreate, reinvent, and double down on who you are and what you want to be, because we all deserve to be happy being who we want to be as long as we're not hurting someone else. And that's the story of my life. And I had to tell myself that this life is legendary, that I've been granted, and I want to use it that way. And I suggest that everyone does too. Stop,
drop, and roll. We all have to keep that in mind. I'm learning a lot from you, JayQ. I got to say that. That's why you're the legend. We learn a lot from you. This is great.
Indeed. Thank you so much. You're so kind.
And great also. And once again, we have JayQ, the legend, singer, songwriter, multi-talented from Caribbean to New Orleans on the Mike Wagner Show. JayQ, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. And once again, tell us about your upcoming projects. What's your website? How do people contact you? Where can people check out your music?
Well, definitely, I'm everywhere at JayQ, the legend. That's at JayQ. That's one word, JayQ, the legend. All one word. That's Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube channel is at JayQ, the legend as well. But if you want everything all in one serving, breakoutmusic.com, www.breakoutmusic, BREAKOUT music.com. And everything is on there, the links to everything that we do. And we're always encouraging you to reach for the stars and live a legendary life, because life is precious. What's upcoming, as I told you, is another movie, more music, and hopefully I'll be touring with Live Nation, with full support, tour support with them, and on a major label deal, so I can be in everybody's home with music the way we're going to be in everyone's home with movies, because we definitely were lucky to get the Netflix deal.
That is amazing. You sound like Casey Kasem reaching for the stars. That is absolutely fantastic. Once again, JayQ, the legend, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Do us a favor, keep us up to date. Love you back on 2021 and beyond. And do us a favor, keep in touch. You've been amazing.
No, thank you. Your energy is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, Custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Thanks for listening to The Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.